Renting out property in and around Long Beach, including Los Angeles and Orange County, can be a profitable venture. Not only will the property appreciate over time, but you can also earn recurring rental income. Don't forget that over time, any mortgage you may have will get paid down, and there are multiple tax advantages you may be able to enjoy as a landlord. Renting out property is, however, a process. You have to get it right in order to enjoy the benefits. Today, we'll talk you through 7 tips on how to successfully rent out your house in and around Long Beach. Tip number 1, understand your obligations. Landlording entails a ton of responsibilities, from marketing your property, to screening tenants, to responding to maintenance issues, to abiding by certain rules. In fact, it can feel overwhelming, especially these days. It's no wonder more and more property owners are choosing to hire property managers. California law, CA Civil Code 1940 through 1954.05, outlines the rights and responsibilities each party has to the lease. It's arguably the most important piece of legislation that every landlord in California should acquaint themselves with. Tip number 2, know the Fair Housing Act. Protections exist at both the federal and state level. Congress passed the Federal Fair Housing Act in 1968. At the federal level, the protections are race, color, religion, nationality, sex, familial status, and disability. California has a much longer list that extends additional protections. The additional protections in California include citizenship status, ancestry, gender expression, marital status, immigration status, primary language, and income source, just to name a few. This means it would be unlawful for you to do the following to your Long Beach tenants: institute policies that discriminate against a protected class, falsely deny the availability of a unit to someone in a protected class, refuse to make reasonable accommodations for a disabled tenant, and that's a big one, include discriminatory statements in your rental ad. Tip 3, get your home rent ready. The goal of every landlord in and near Long Beach, including Los Angeles and Orange counties, is to rent to a desirable tenant. And to do so, one of the crucial things you must do is make your property attractive. Some things you can do include have it professionally cleaned, give it a fresh paint job, replace old carpet and tired flooring, fix the little things like an old mailbox, faulty doorknobs, and broken screen doors, spruce up the curb appeal, and swap outdated appliances with new, energy-efficient ones. You'll recoup most of your money with the shorter vacancy times, and it will help you attract a more desirable tenant. We find that clean, well taken care of properties attract tenants who value well cared for home. We also find that if you rent out a home in disrepair or one that looks shabby, you will get a tenant who will not take care of the property. Tip number 4, determine the right rental price. Before marketing your property, you need to determine how much rent to charge. The first step is to do a rent survey of other comparable units in your market. Then you make an honest assessment of your own property and adjust the rental price to reflect the specifics of your property. If your property is highly upgraded, you can ask for a little more. If your property backs up to a busy street or is a little dated, you should ask a little less. You want to be at or near market rent in your rent amount. Be careful not to fall into the trap of asking too much rent for your property. Your operating costs have nothing to do with the rent amount. Do not try to charge more because you have carrying costs like a big mortgage payment or hefty HOA dues. Asking too much will increase your vacancy time and will reduce the number of quality tenants who apply. If you are using professional property management company, they will be a big help in setting the right rent amount. A good management company will have years of experience in the local market to help you price your rent right. Tip number 5, marketing matters. Once the home is ready and you have determined the rent amount, start the marketing process immediately. The shorter time it takes you to land a tenant, the better it's going to be for your bottom line. Let's face it, vacancies can be costly. Begin the process by drafting a rental ad. Make it attractive using the right descriptors, highlight important features, and use quality photography. Being honest and accurate will lead to the best results. You do not want to be like the 50-year-old person putting old college photos on a dating app. The goal is to make the ad pop out in a sea of other ads. Once you're done with the drafting process, make sure to have a professional proofread it for effectiveness and potential fair housing violations. The last thing you want is a discrimination lawsuit from a prospect. Next, get it seen. The world's best ad is worthless if the right people aren't seeing it. You will want it syndicated on all the key rental sites, targeted on social media, and proper signage installed, and the word out in the real estate community. Anyone looking to rent in the neighborhood should know your property. Tip number 6, thorough screening is key. Rent to the most qualified tenant. Great tenants pay on time, care for the premises, and report maintenance issues. The only thing more expensive than a vacancy is a bad tenant. Having great tenants decreases the possibility of things like evictions, breaking a lease, security deposit disputes, and more. Bad tenants can be a nightmare. A thorough screening process is the best way to eliminate problems in the future. For best results, pay particular attention to credit score, income level, and check references. Be sure to insist on a valid government-issued picture identification to verify they are who they say they are. You will want to run their credit yourself. Do not accept a potentially altered credit report from a tenant. Of course, your screening process must obey all fair housing laws and be done devoid of any discrimination of any protected class. Tip 7, hire a property management company. With all the demands of owning rental property, more and more landlords are deciding to hire a property management company. Between finding tenants, screening tenants, responding to maintenance issues, dealing with conflict, it can feel stressful and daunting. A property management company can take most of the work off your hands and reduce the chances of you having problems with your investment property. When problems arise, you will not be alone. You will have someone with experience guiding you. Hiring a property management company puts someone between you and the tenants. Most of all, it frees up your time, putting your property to work for you instead of you working for your property. Bottom line, renting out your Long Beach property could be a smart financial move. However, to be successful, you must do it right. The aforementioned tips should help you succeed in your landlording journey. But if you would like some assistance, the Mike Dunfee Group can help. We've been providing property management services throughout the Long Beach and surrounding areas for close to 30 years. If you'd like more in-depth treatment for a lot of the subjects we covered here, please check out our website, mikedunfeegroup.com, or look us up on YouTube. We've got a lot of videos on there as well. All right, please feel free to share, and see you next time.